playful and everything. We're back for another episode. This week, we are talking about
relationships with our parents and each another's parents.
relationships with our parents and relationships with parents.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Where to begin?
It's been a long, hard road. No, do you know what I want to start with? Yeah. I want to start with our children's relationship to us, our view of that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they love me. They always want to be around me. I mean, but with you, it's a different story, isn't it?
Really?
I'm kidding. Right. So Tichara, for example, Titch, yeah. Our relationship sort of started when she was born.
Started before that.
Yeah, it started before that.
You're talking about with Titch?
Yeah, with Titch, right? Now I'm talking about, like, you remember when she would cry? Yeah. And I'd phone you and say, is she crying? And I'd already be crying.
Yes.
And it was like there was a connection.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right. But that's just because she's my baby.
Yeah. But it's, I find this difficult because, not difficult because I know they love me more than you, but I do find it, there is a pattern that I found with our kids though.
Paisley.
Each of them.
In the sense of them playing us off against each other?
No. Well, yeah, there is that. But there is the whole thing to do with what they come to me for and what they come to you for.
Yeah. But that also works. When it came to money, I mean, one of the best played off parents, I wouldn't, hopefully I'll never forget it, right, is Sanchia when she was going out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she met me on the way back from work. She was going up to the train station and she came up to me and she said, Mom said you should give me £20. So I gave her £20. Then I walked away and I went, no, she didn't. Right? You had already given her £20. So wherever she was going, she had 40 quid now. And she walked away going, yeah, baby. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Right? And I think more children should be like that, in a sense of they know what to do, what to say at the right times to get what they want. Because a lot of children just throw a tantrum to try and get what they want, even teens. But the way how Sanchia, hi, Dad, love you, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, Mom said you should give me some money because I'm going out. Did she really? Yeah, she did. Said that you should give me, and she pushed her luck, £20. I went, okay, there you go. Thank you, Dad, love you.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I think it was good. I got to hand it to her for that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was good scheming. That's clever. That shows your child is clever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're right, they do.
But you know what? She wouldn't have done it the other way round.
No, because you wouldn't have fallen for it.
No.
So that's what I'm saying.
So his dad's a sucker.
Yeah, yes, I've always been the sucker, right? And so they know who to ask. Like Sanchia, at that point, she knew she could probably get away with that. You know? And if she didn't, she would laugh it off and I would give her money anyway.
Yeah.
Because I always do with Sanchia, innit?
And your kids are listening to this and they're thinking, never done that to me.
That's because you're all individual, babies. You're all individual. Sanchia took all of my money. Tichara took my heart and soul. Jabrice took my mind. And the boys, they took everything else what was left.
So, what else in terms of relationships? I mean,
I would like to not just go for it like that. I want to say we're talking about parents and relationships, yeah? So when you're looking at us as parents, right? So you said something which is major, right? About they know who to come to for what, yeah? They didn't just, everyone's going to think we've got a kidnapped someone out there, right? Don't worry, it's just Lexus. He's out there. He's not coming in. He'll wreck the place, right? So they know who to talk to and who to ask for what. Yeah.
Regardless of where they are.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Right. And
different country.
All of them figured that out at a very young age. Right. And who didn't figure it out, then the older ones would let them know.
Yeah.
Right. So, no. I want to get this. I want to get that. No. Don't ask dad just now. Ask mum. And they got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is why I've always said our children are spoiled. They're spoiled rotten. Not because they had lots of stuff. They were spoiled with love and attention. 100%.
No, you can never give them too much love.
You can.
No.
Yeah. They got it in abundance, man. And they still get it now. I mean,
but look, we get that in return. You know, if we didn't give them that love, the attention, stuff like that,
100%.
they might
that's
not be.
That's why I done it. Because remember, look at my family. We grew up in a family what doesn't say "I love you," right? When I used to say "I love you" to my mom, move on, go. Yeah. Dad, forget about it. Dad would more so say "I love you" to one of the grandkids rather than to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. But it's fine. I know he loves me. He knows I love him. It's all good. You know what I mean? The other day, he phoned to say, "Martin, me reach for him, no, you know." Right? And I went, "Oh, glad you're home safe, Dad. Love you loads." All right, Martin, bye.
Yeah. But it's still, he phoned you. He called you.
Precisely.
He let you know where he was.
So that is those little things as well.
Yeah. Because he knew that was important.
Of course.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say "I love you" is important.
Yeah, but look, on Sunday just gone, yeah, he done his little celebration type Saturday just gone.
It was Saturday, yeah.
God, it felt like Sunday.
So he's 93 now, though.
93. But he done his little bottle of champagne and to give thanks to you and me. And that was like, it wasn't just you this time. Usually it's Martin.
Christmas, any event at our house, yeah. So I do all the catering. Mary does some of the catering, does all the baking, to be fair. Right. And Dad would bless the table and he'd be like, "Lord, I want to give thanks to so and so for this and do that and look after the pit of them and rare. And thank you, Martin, for cooking all this food and hosting it today. And thank you again, Martin, for And Mary's looking at me like, duh. So what did I do?
Exactly. I've done nothing. But yeah, not really. But, you know, that's part of the relationship we have. And I could be really like, take that on board and feel really hurt. But I know he appreciates, because I know actually he's another one. He knows who to turn to for what type of support and help.
Yep.
He's like, I'm coming down. He ain't coming down to see you.
He's coming to see you to sort out finances, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Even when it came to the power of attorney things, didn't ask me about it. He asked you about it. Yeah. So all those sort of legal and intelligent stuff, he asks you, does not ask me about any of that stuff.
Yeah. What can I say?
But yeah, he does know. He does know. I mean, even as a parent, my dad, granddad, as we all call him, our relationship has changed over the years.
That just shows, and it's not he has evolved a little bit, maybe not as much, but you have evolved to understand him more.
Yes, I understand him. I understand where, and I think that's a big point in relationships. It's understanding where that individual is coming from, understanding, because there's different kind of personalities, right? And when you understand those personalities, that's when you can connect. If you refuse to understand those personalities, there's going to be no connection. Yeah. And with me and Dad, I understand where he's coming from. I understand his personality. I understand what he's been through and how he is and why he was like he was and he is like he is.
But if you noticed on Sunday, Saturday, it's because he's usually around on a Sunday. But on Saturday, when you were talking to him, about your beatings. He didn't deny it this time.
Makes a change. Makes a
Yes.
change. He just smiled and nodded and laughed.
A little bit embarrassed, maybe.
Yeah.
But that is just what he, as you said, he didn't know any better at the time.
Yeah, he didn't know any better.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what he went through and how he was raised, there's a very good reason for him not knowing any better. You know what I mean? And I think later on down the line, we're going to play some recordings from Dad as well. Because I do secret record. Because he's getting on a bit, we want to have him recorded. So the kids, the grandkids, great-grandkids and all that can still hear him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we will share some of those at some point down the line as well. I mean, so Titch, she was my baby. She literally stole my heart and everything. Me and Titch have a special connection. I mean, I have a special connection with all of them as individuals, right? But like Titch being the first one, I remember when she came to tell us she was pregnant. No, she didn't even come to tell us she was pregnant. I bumped into her in the kitchen at Larkle. I said, "You're pregnant," right? And she was like, "How did you know?" Now I could have been just winding her up, but I felt that she was pregnant, right? And it was like, "How did you know?" And then she spilled the beans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me, all my kids are special.
Yes, I know they're all special.
I don't know. They're all special in many different ways. Like everyone says Martel's my favourite, and it's not that he's my favourite. It's just that I suppose he's the last one, and that he's been brought up in a different type of environment. Realistically, all the other kids were around us 24/7, whereas Martel wasn't. He was, by that time, our jobs had changed, and basically Titch was looking after him. So him and Titch have got a special relationship.
Yeah. It's just like me and Marion, because it was a similar sort of situation.
Yeah. So it's not that it's the last one, isn't it? He's the last one, so you're not that you're making anything different, but you sort of know you're not going to have any more. So you're taking each moment at a time.
Because that was the choice we made. Don't look at your phone.
I'm not.
Yeah, don't look at your phone. This is a conversation here. You know how difficult it is to get away from your phone. Anyway, right? that's another topic, right? So, like with Martel, I think it was not the last podcast we've done, the one before, where he spoke about making that conscious decision to have a child. And I said not to have any more.
Yeah.
Right. The conscious decision was not to have any more. Yeah. And it was because everything what you went through, I didn't want to see you go through that again. Right. Because to be fair, all I could think about what everybody tells me about what my mum went through with me. Right. And that's why mum and dad didn't have any more. You understand? So, and yes, I wanted about 10 children.
Halfway there.
There. Yeah, got my grandkids. Just one more to add on to that. And I'll have my 10 kids, because all my kids are my kids, man. But yeah, that was a conscious decision not to have any more children. Yeah, because I didn't want to see you go through that. Excuse me. And also, I think that's why, like, when he was born, you said, "This one's mine."
I don't remember saying that.
You literally said, "This one's mine." Right? Hold on. Lexus, move. Move. Go lay down. Thank you.
Fifth child. Sixth child.
Sixth child. 6 sons. Right. So you said, "This one's mine." And I said, "It's okay, baby. You can have this one." And you did.
You rejected my son.
No, I didn't reject my son. Your son. I said, "Your son, my son, our son. What am I doing?" I said, "You can have this one." And he is your baby. Yeah, he's my baby as well, because he is so beautiful. He is so great.
All our children are beautiful.
Hold on, but I'm talking about them as individuals at the moment.
I think so. That Martel, his smile gets me, just like Sanchia's laugh gets us.
That favorite sound.
Yeah, and
Sanchia's smile. Sanchia's like, look at her the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying how her smile was infectious. And she is, and I remember like her being so little, and she was a devil angel child, wasn't she? She was from one extreme to another.
Yeah. I think, sorry to cut you, right? The thing with Sanchia, right? She was determined, just like she is now, determined to get what she wants. Right? And she used to cry, especially when I was cooking, right? She used to stand there and cry and scream just for me to pick her up so she can see what I was doing, right? If I didn't, tantrum, she would scratch up my legs, this, that, and the other, right? As soon as I pick her up, it literally, right?
Yeah, but look, you had that with Shabrice. Shabrice was attached to your hip.
Yes, she was.
All the time.
She was,
literally.
Even when I was cooking everything, Shabrice was literally in the carry thing on me. Right? Shabrice was always with me. Always with me.
Always.
And she, again, I have a special relationship with Shabrice. And as you can see, like with Sanchia, I have a special relationship with Sanchia, right? I have a special relationship with all of my children as individuals, yeah? Because they're all fantastic. I mean, look, the other day where we were saying, no one can compare to these guys, yeah? They're amazing. Our kids are, and the thing about it, I'm not even being biased when I say this.
No.
They are amazing because they literally are ready to take over the world. Yeah, like Binky and the Brain. Right? They are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
the things what they've done, the things they've achieved, how they've done it, the things that they're going to achieve, the things they're going through now, and how they're achieving that. Right? The challenges, the obstacles, what we've seen them constantly going through, and the fact that all of them feel that they can come to us and speak to us about things, right? And we're there to support them. I'm getting goosebumps right now. It is amazing.
It is.
Having them as adults being able to come to you, even stuff to do with their relationships, they come to us and talk to about things. You know what I mean? And Martel's a bit young, so he's just got his first serious relationship.
Yeah.
He's a bit embarrassed still. But still, even him, he talks to me about stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that for me, because I never had that. Yeah. I really didn't have that at all. Right? I could talk to mom about certain things. I could talk to my sister about certain things. If I tried to talk to dad about anything, I speak to your mother. You understand?
Yeah.
So I never had anything like that. What was it like with your mom and dad?
Oh, it's so difficult to say because mum, obviously later on in life, when she was older, I was older, whatever. She was really couldn't ask for someone better to a certain extent.
You couldn't.
Because she was there for us. Not just for me, for us, for the kids. Even though the kids have got some dodgy stories about mum.
Always. I've got some dodgy stories about her as well. She's told me many things.
No, but I'm talking about their relationship.
Yeah. But again, they had individual relationships with her. Yeah. She wasn't that person to treat them, oh, they're all my grandkids, they all get this, they all get no.
But if you look, they must have had a massive impact because like the things like when I think of Sanchia and how she talks and like the connection she had with Gran and Cinder, and then Shabrice named Zora, her middle name, Mary Alice.
Yeah, Mary Alice.
You know, that just shows that there was an impact there. So my relationship with mum, God, at points it was like we were going to kill one another, especially as a teenager. And I think all girls do that.
Yeah, girls are the worst for that.
Yeah. Obviously me and our girls, we were going to probably kill one another at points. But
points, mate.
Points, yeah.
It was scary.
But
Sorry, picture this. Yeah. So this is where I learned never get involved in a female argument, right? So one of our kids, one of our girls, they've all got tempers. Yeah, they're all my children are very fiery, very passionate, very emotional, right? Which is good. Never take that away from them, right? So when they get into an argument, they get into an argument, right? Now, Mary and one of the girls are having an argument, and it's intense. It's proper. Me and my brethren's here, and I said to her, "I got to go upstairs and deal with this." Right? And he was like, don't get involved. Right? I went upstairs and sort of tried to get myself in between both of them while they're shouting at each other. Right? There was other things going on, but I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm not going to go there. Right? As soon as I'd done that, both of them turned on me. I was now the culprit. It was all about, I just slowly started to back out of the room. I came downstairs and I was like, D, I think we need to leave. Right? He's just like, I told you, you don't get involved in female arguments. I learned my lesson. So from that day going forward, you guys arguing, used to come downstairs, or one of my daughters used to come downstairs, and I say, everything all right? And they would think about it. You guys would just, it would either be literally, it's black or white. It would either be, yes, it's fine, or I'm going to kill her. Yeah. And it could be the child saying that or you saying that.
yeah.
Right.
But I think that relationship, that going back to me, it was like, especially the teenage. And I suppose it didn't help the fact that Dad passed when I was 13. So I was going into that more rebellious stage, as it would be.
Going through puberty.
Yeah. And then Mum was just, I'll never forget, because when Dad had a heart attack, come home and...
You do realise you said when Dad had her heart attack?
No, when Dad had a heart attack.
A heart attack, okay.
And he came home, obviously he was meant to rest up and whatever. Me and Mum had a big argument. And my mum would do say some stupid things, I'm sorry.
Like
and I'm
what?
I'm going to cut you I'm going to cut your hair. So she was going to cut my hair as a punishment. And I thought,
yeah, but this is a Scottish thing.
But it's just that, okay. So I'm thinking, you ain't cutting my hair. And I'm out the door. And because of that, Dad ended up going out looking for me, which wasn't good.
Okay.
So.
Well, this is where it stems from.
Don't even go there. Right? Yeah. We'll get to those bits at one point. But yeah, so there was those sort of things. So Mum and I would have major battles. And I suppose at one point you used to think I was a bit of the Cinderella in the household.
You were. You was always cleaning.
Yeah, because,
Diane done nothing.
Diane was the child that Mum had later on in life.
The last one.
The last one. Basically was... I honestly don't think Mum loved anyone more than one another. But she had different ways of dealing with things.
She dealt with people as individuals.
Yeah, and where she had Diane done with such a big baby, cesarean section, and all that. Well,
hold on. Major point there. Diane was such a big baby. Still is a big
10
baby.
10 pounds something, I think.
She was huge.
But I think Mum always felt she had to give her a little bit more, and because Dad wasn't around.
Yeah, and she was jaundiced and them something. Yeah.
So I remember East Street Market, Mum wouldn't go down there. She said, something like, used to be, I need to have some money or whatever. I'm like, it's why? Because when we're down there, Diane's going to ask for something. And it's just naff jacket or whatever it is. Was there a thing called no-no? It was a no-no, wasn't there?
I think there was a no-no.
Yeah, there was no-no something or other.
Yeah, you should. You're not just thinking about this in his child.
No. But yeah, so she had this relation. And then she had John, who was basically the only boy in the family, and she'd lost 2 kids, one being a boy. So I think she mothered him a bit too much. So hence I was the person that was seen to be Cinderella because I was seen as dad's baby, as it would be.
You were dad's baby.
Yeah, but I only had him for 13 years.
Still
So
his baby.
yeah.
Always will be.
But then later on in life, asked Mum to, can you help out with the kids? Can you do that? And she was always there.
Always
there. But I've done the usual little moan and complain. But she always...
That was staged, yeah? Her moaning and complaining for that was staged.
And I think...
She was glad to do it.
She was, because she appreciated the relationship she was building up with the kids.
Yeah, she did.
Really, really did. I can't talk about that.
Oh, it's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. See, that's going to be a different topic, what we speak about. Yeah.
I'm going to be like this all the time. But no, Dad was... Maybe he wasn't amazing, but...
Of course he was amazing.
You know, it was one of those things that, to me, I just couldn't falter him. I know Mum told me stories that when they were, you know, first got together and split up, and all this crap that she went through then. But basically, he changed, he grew, he was different. And
sounds familiar.
But yeah, so sorry.
So let me hold your hand again. Seems to work.
Anyway, I'm better talking about the negative things because that way I can't get emotional. But I'll tell you one thing about Dad. I remember I must have been about 12, 11 and going over to Coburg Crescent and going over to Coburg, and I was meant to be in, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock. And it was summertime, so it was still a bit light. And coming back, so 2 boys from the estate, so Gregory and I think Patrick, they were walking me to the top of where I lived, just as a pure safety, yeah? And as we're approaching the top of where I live, they just hear, "Hey!" And it was just like, I am going. They just didn't want to face my dad. And yeah, and he was so disappointed that I came in late. He'd done a bit of shouting, but then when we was in the house, he was fine.
No, of course.
But he's scared to live in days lights. And it was such a just
gentle
brilliant
soul. He was
gentle.
A gentle soul. Yeah.
Probably would have kicked the ping me out of someone if they'd done something.
Certain people in your family where they've spoken to me about your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gentle soul, but just don't mess with him.
Yeah, but to be fair, you could say that of any father, real father. A man that sticks up, they don't have to be biological, but the father of that child, they will step up because there's nobody going to take advantage of your child.
Yeah, look at Nathaniel.
Yeah, it's just like...
Nathaniel's amazing.
Yeah, and the ones that don't step up, then they're just crap. But yeah, so that was that. And then there was one other time. But yeah.
Another time.
Yeah.
So you were daddy's baby, and your mum, not that she took advantage of you, but you were Cinderella. Yeah. And Diane was the majorly spoiled child with stuff. Yeah. She was a majorly spoiled child with stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why with Diane, if she had an argument with your mum, right, and they would have some serious arguments when she was going through puberty and growing up and teen and all of that sort of stuff. That's why I used to get so peed off about it, right? Because those moments, when I think of the stuff, what your mum would like, oh, I'm not going to East Street this month or this week or whatever, because I need to make sure I got money in my pocket. So when I go down to East Street, I'm buying her something when she asks for it.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the lengths she went through. You understand? So when Diane would like flip out and go nuts on your mum, I used to go, I would like, you know what I mean? Right? But think about it now, when you look at Diane now, what does she do with her kids?
Same thing.
Literally the same thing.
No money. Kids come back with something. A little something. But so I think
parent relationships
are complicated, but
yes,
they are complicated, but they all boil down to
personalities.
It
all boils down to personalities.
As a parent, you're the one that has helped that child develop their personality. Don't forget that. So when they do something you don't like, then you remember you have helped or enabled them to have that personality.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah. So anyway, so I've talked a little bit about Titch and Sanchia Shabrice, kind of covered that. She was literally my super glue kid.
Yeah,
you could not pry her out of my arms. Cordell, again, he was a bit of my super glue kid as well. Could not. You had to like give me a good reason to pry him out of my arms. I want to hold him. No, got to pay me for that, mate. All right, because obviously Cordell, first boy, all of that sort of stuff. Proud dad, whatever. Proud dad all the time, mate. Yeah, Cordell is Cordell McLean. I love that. Right, he's so amazing. Right, then Martel, I did say to you, you can have him. Yeah,
that's rude,
but he's still my baby. He's still my baby. You know what I mean? And I'm there for him, no matter what. Yeah, I'm there for all of them. And the thing about it, I think the one thing I really love about my children, is the fact that with their kids, they know to be there for them, their children, no matter what, because we've put that in them, and we are there for them. Because all 5 of them, they will always be my babies, my little babies. Doesn't matter how old you are.
No.
I remember my sister boxing my nephew around his head. Right, he said something, being stupid as you are, and semi-adult male, like in your 20s, think you're all that, right? And sis said, "You're still my child, you know," right? And he went, it was like, "Yeah, but I'm a man." Man, this, you know what I'm saying? Right? And it was kind of like, mate, put him in his place, because that is a fact. You're always, to a parent, you are always a child. Yeah, you would always be my baby. I remember when Mom was on her deathbed, basically, right? And Rob reached up there, and Mom was having a conversation with Rob, right? And Rob was sort of at the end of the bed, and Mom was holding his head and that, right? And I don't know what they were saying. That's their thing, obviously, right? And that was one of those moments where I looked, I thought, you will always be Mom's child.
Yeah.
You understand? No matter how old you are still a child. Someone's child. Forever somebody's pitney. You understand? So don't go out there thinking you're a big man, car, you're dep on the road or whatever, right? Don't go out there thinking because you've got a job what pays you X amount. You're still someone's child. Forever. And that person is your parent, what brought you into the world and nurtured you to be what you are.
And could take you out of the world.
See, again, that's a Scottish thing. Like, I'll murder you.
Yeah.
So, we're speaking about parent relationships, So I want to ask you a question.
I'm not telling you who my favorite child is.
I know who your favorite child is anyway. Just like you claim to know who my favorite child is. And if anybody is, you know who it is. Is there, right? You know who it is. My mum.
Yeah.
Your relationship with my mum.
Oh, complicated. No, not really. Yeah, I just, I think back to the time when having Titch at the beginning and us two went together and taking her up to see your mum, and your mum just, taking the time out to sit and throw Titch off her knee when she bit her or whatever.
She bit her right in the middle of her chest. Right? Titch was just like, Mum just went, woof.
Yeah. But yeah, so mother-in-laws, what was the mother-in-law really like? She was fine. She was cool. She was probably, I want to say, more polite with me in certain ways and how she spoke about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she had a bit of a mouth on her, didn't she?
Yes. But in saying that, but she was genuine. It wasn't like a
Yeah, she
fake. It was
100%.
genuine,
Yeah.
and she.
Remember something?
I
She was
think
the
she
one.
respected me,
She
like I
did.
respected her. So it wasn't a case of any false pretenses.
But remember
And
something? She was the one what said to me, why I doing them strega gal there? Mary's the one. Yeah, you were the Neo in the Matrix.
and the one.
You were the one.
Yeah, but yeah. So we had a good relationship. It wasn't a case of obviously her being a bit older. You know, like you have some of those relationships where you have your mother-in-law and you go out with the daughter-in-law and that sort of thing. It wasn't quite like that because she was never like that really with anyone.
No.
But she, yeah, appreciative. And, you know, I remember one year she got me a black shawl. I was actually thinking this is a bit weird. But you know what? Actually, I treasure it. I actually really
You know
do
why she
treasure it.
got her?
To
Right.
cover up myself.
Yes, literally.
No, it wasn't. It was because it was a gift. But it was, you know, it was, it's a lovely shawl. Still got it to this day. Still got it. And it's warm.
So, hold on.
So what was your relationship?
2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
14.
It's 14 years. Wow. Mental math, not that one. Right, so 14 years since she passed, so 15 years since grandpa.
Yeah.
So Nan, that shawl must be like 20, 25 years old then.
About 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
You still got it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And she's, you know, still got the dressing gown she got me.
Yeah.
And I admittedly, I want to throw it away. But I'm
Why do you want to throw it away?
conflicted because it's
worn.
It's worn.
Yeah.
But I'm conflicted because it's the fact that your mom got me it. So, but I think it might have to go. So, yeah, I just think we had a decent relationship.
You did. You had a better relationship with your mum with my mum than I did, because whenever you were around,
Yeah,
she spoke to me like crap. Right? Because no, not that she spoke to me like crap. When you were around, like like every Sunday we used to go up there basically. Yeah. So on a Sunday we'd go see your mum, and then we got to my mum's. Yeah. And it would be like, why is Mary sitting there without a drink? Why have you not, when you do get a drink, why has she not got no biscuits? Right? When you have the biscuits, why have you, and you finish it, why are you not cleaning it up? You know what I mean? She was always on it. And to be fair, now mom's not there.
Yeah.
Dad does the same thing.
Yeah, but your dad asked me now.
He does now.
Yeah. But yeah, the relationship was cool. So how was your relationship with my mum?
Brilliant.
Was it though?
Not to begin with, because there were certain incidents, certain things what happened, which we will never talk about. We will one day, right? But there were certain things what happened, and she did not appreciate me as a person. Yeah. And then when you got pregnant and we weren't together, and she kind of held that against me as well. And I remember when we did get back together, she had a very long talk to me about all of that. And I had a proper straight up talk with her about it as well. Right. And I think that was the thing with your mum. I knew I was comfortable just being me. You understand? Right. So if she said something I didn't agree with it, I told her I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? And she was fine with that. And I to a certain extent, in certain ways that I spoke with your mum as a friend, to a certain extent, the years that I knew your mum, I had a better relationship with your mum than I did with my own parents. Your mum used to tell me she loves me.
Mm.
Your mum used to give me hugs constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Your mum used to walk across the room,
Stop cussing my mum.
bringing me my dinner and going, pardon me, pardon me, pardon me. And I used to think, she's burping a lot. It wasn't until later on. It wasn't burping she was doing. But yeah, she was great. I remember when she was pancreatic cancer she had. And that time when she was here, and she said she wants to stay, right? And she said to me, I'll give you £1,000. I was like, Gran, seriously, really, what's your account number? No. I was like, no, Gran, you can't be doing that, right? You're going home, yeah, we're coming up tomorrow, and so on and so forth, yeah? We went up there, saw her the next day, yeah, and the weeks followed, and
But then she did move in with us.
she was here for a minute still.
She was here for
Yeah.
a good three months or something. But I thought you were going to say about the time. She says, I know Mary won't let me smoke in the house, but you go give me some cigarettes.
She was brilliant. She was brilliant. And I remember that time at Larkle when I told her she needs to smoke on the balcony. She cussed my ass. Every year after that, she had something to say about it, Every year.
Yeah.
Right. I even remember one time at her house, she was smoking. Yeah. So I took out one of my little cigars to smoke. And she said, you can go in the garden with that. I was like, oh. Right. She really held that against me. But I don't think she understood the situation at the time. But it was fine. I loved her. I loved her like my mum. Right. That time when your mum, my mum, Adrian's mum were here.
Yes.
Class, mate. They were like three little gangsters.
Gangster grannies.
100%. They were beautiful. They were just so lovely.
And then the other relationship, your relationship with my dad.
I have a great relationship with your dad.
Well, you can talk to him in the picture.
Yeah.
He don't answer you back.
He
just listens to you.
He just listens. He's a good listener.
Yeah.
Mate, when I see him, if I see him, he's going to deck me one time.
I think.
Do you know the thing? One of the emotional things, what got me the other day, was the taxi cab.
All right.
Knowing your dad and like, what's his name? I want to say Paul because of Fabrice. Gary, right? Because Gary's driving the cab. It was so honourable. It was so respectful, and the cab was lovely. I kid you not, it was so comfortable, right? And me and Sam getting out of the cab, right? And yes, the whole thing was Sam's day and this, that, and the other. But getting out of the taxi, I was thinking about your dad, right? And it was all that kind of, an emotional get anyway. All that sort of stuff built up, and it was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, that was good too.
You know what I mean? But yeah, and I've said this to you time and time again, I wish I had the opportunity to meet your dad.
He would have decked you. No,
yeah. He probably would have.
He put up with my brother-in-law, then put up with you. No. Well, he was a Rangers supporter. Oh. But yeah, I think parents' relationships with children, they're complicated, but in most cases they're loving. And no matter what happens in that relationship, you will always be the first person that child will call when they really need to speak.
All right, let's be honest. There are those relationships where it's not like that. There are those relationships where mum has abandoned the child, dad has abandoned the child, mom's gone this way, dad's gone that way, or even that child's been taken away. Yeah. But in those loving relationships, this is where it counts. That child is always your child.
Yeah. And I like I said at the beginning, I think of my kids. If they are sick, if they have got some
sick as in or sick as in sick.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. If getting that call, Mum, I don't know what to do. I feel like this, I feel like that, whatever. Then, Mum, guess what happened? And it's just like, that's magical. Because
it is magical. And that's why I said earlier on, I appreciate that my children are the same with their children.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that whole being there, it's not, and this is what I say about any relationship. Yeah. The first thing you got to do, the very first thing you got to do is show up. That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you're doing that, many different things can happen, right? Look at dad, mom and dad. They've been married since 1900.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the reason, dad wasn't a nice guy earlier on, right? Didn't know any better. Mom used to cuss everybody, right? But they were there. They showed up, not just for each other, but for us. You know what I mean? They done the best they could with what they had. And believe you me, they didn't have much.
Yeah.
So the first point of call in any relationship, be it parental relationship, child and parent relationship, whatever kind of work. It's important that you show up for work. Yeah. Friends, any relationship, you name it. First thing you got to do is show up. You got to be there.
Yeah. I think that's a lot about relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Catch you on the flip
3,
side.
4.